Thrigva, that cursed fool, undead and merged with the lone pillar, thinking himself invincible. And perhaps he is, for now. So I guess you want to challenge him to a duel. You cannot defeat him as you are. The lone pillar grants him strength beyond mortal flesh. No blade will bite. No armor will hold. Not unless you earn the blessings of the giants. Listen well. To face Thrigva and live, you'll need more than just courage. You'll need to forge a weapon. A true marvel. One capable of shattering the lone pillar's might. Without it, you're as good as dead. I'll help you forge it. But you'll need to gather the giants' blessings first. They hold all the fragments you'll need. What do I look like? A giant keeper? The giants have no love for the likes of us anymore. Their power does not come cheaply. If Stroner sent you, then go back to his hut. His wife might know something useful. Women tend to keep the wisdom their men ignore. Stroner keeps her close. Protective, I'd say. Or maybe ashamed. If we're being honest, the Ulford tribesfolk say she's mad. Perhaps even a liar. Claiming she speaks to giants? You can imagine how that goes over. But mad or not, she knows things the rest of us don't. Don't judge her by their words. Go to her and listen. You might find her madness holds more truth than most men's sanity. Conspire. Ha! Call it what you like. Plotting, scheming, or just doing what needs to be done. Thrigva's not a man anymore. He's a curse on the Ulfr. And curses don't just go away on their own. Stroner and I understand that. If you're wise, you'll understand it too. Someone has to stop him. And it sure as hell won't happen by sitting around. If it were up to me, I'd vote against it. The moot waste time dreaming of invading Camelot, while the Dorita crumble from within. We've got greater problems to solve. Fractured tribes, lost traditions, and a dwindling future. Fixing that should come first. Off you go. And thank you for aiding the Ulford tribe.
Vigdis? What does she have to do with this? Does that old man really believe her ramblings are the will of the giants? Unbelievable. I won't say what I really think about this. If the master of the Brotherhood believes it, who am I to argue? Because I'm protecting her from prying eyes and the superstitions of villagers, that's why. I don't know you. Why would I speak of my wife, accused of madness, to a stranger? For any Dalrita, losing one's mind is like a living death, a shame worse than most can bear. But I love her too much to grant her a good death. If Darvan believes she hasn't gone mad, but instead serves as a bridge between the Ulfr and the giants, then I'll gladly let you speak with her. You'll find her in the locked room. Here's the key.
War never makes sense. It is a tool for survival. Had I refused to wage war against the Foredwellers, humanity would never have survived on Avalon. So if Gurfhanna declares war on Camelot, Avalon will once again drown in blood. But don't ask me what I think of it. Through your eyes, I see that Camelot is no longer the place I left behind. When I gave the forlorn swords to the tribes of the Dalrita, there was nothing of substance here. A few abandoned giant caves, the occasional lone pillar, nothing more. What stands now must have arisen after my time. And I must admit, I'm impressed with how they've made it their own. Their resilience speaks for itself.
He sent you, didn't he? Ha! That's bold of him. sending someone else to poke at old wounds. Yes, I know their ways, or what little of it the Ulfr haven't buried with scorn and silence. But you're not here for stories, are you? You're here for the blessings. The giants don't just hand out blessings like baubles at a market. Their favor is earned, not begged for. They respect oaths, strength, and sacrifice. You'll need to approach their shrines, what remains of them, and prove your worth. Each giant demands something different. It could be a test of will, a trial of battle, or a riddle no mortal tongue can solve. Start where the land still remembers their steps. Their shrines lie in places of weight. You'll feel it when you're close. The air grows heavy and the earth hums beneath your feet. We built shrines near the giants themselves, where they stand petrified, often part of the mountains now. If you falter, they will know, and if you lie, you'll wish you hadn't. For the Gunvaldor giant, the summoner, bring proof of the hunt. The summoner respects not just strength, but the bonds you forge. Alone, you are nothing. Together, you are worthy. For the Thoid Mother, the giant of bloom and ash, offer flowers. Simple, fragile things, yet they carry life even in ruin. She remembers beauty, where others see only loss. And for the giant below, the keeper of depths, well, you'll need to find that out for yourself. The giants demand truth, not tricks. Fail them, and you'll face a wrath older than the earth itself. The giants see Thrugva for what he is. A parasite clinging to their world, twisting what was once sacred. They have no love for him. For years they've waited, longing for a champion, someone strong and worthy enough to carry their blessing and cleanse this land of his corruption. If you prove yourself, they will help you. Just show them you're the one they've been waiting for. Because I speak truths they'd rather forget. It's easier to call someone mad than face the shame of their own weakness. The giants haven't abandoned us. We abandoned them. If you want their blessings, you must show them we still remember. We still honor their strength. Go with purpose and tread carefully. The giants do not forgive fools.
Please, no! I've done nothing wrong. I beg you, don't kill me. You must go soon. More beholders may be on their way. I'm Avar, though it's been a long time since I've spoken that name aloud. So it was him. I wondered if the man I saw was really Erland. He's grown gaunt. When I was just a boy, he cast me out. He said I was too frail, and he feared I'd bring weakness to the Ulfr. An omen made flesh. That's all I was to him. Can't say for sure, but I've lived among them for years. I guess they see me as the same kind of aberration my tribe did, only they view me with curiosity, not fear or violence. When Erland cast me out, I was still a child. Weak. I didn't get far. I crawled into the first hole I could find to escape the blizzard. It turned out it led to a whole network of caves. The beholders found me and they fed me, just like that. So I stayed. The tribe told stories, said they were terrifying living war machines, marked by the weirdness and shaped by the Four-Dwellers. But I don't think they were always like that. They're intelligent, they communicate with one another, and once, I saw one that looked like it was crying. That day, the beholders led me to an exit, urged me to go outside. It was the first time in years I'd set foot on the surface. After some time, I saw Erland looking for something in the snow. I stared at him for so long, until he noticed me and fled. I went back into hiding too. It's not that simple. The entrance to the cave only reveals itself when the beholders allow it. Otherwise, all you'll see is bare rock. Yes, but truth be told, I never really needed to leave. The beholders brought me food, and I had access to fresh water, as strange as it might sound. I think that they let you in because they thought you were Erland. They must have felt what I carry for that man and wanted to do something for me, and kill him. Please, just go. I don't want any more bloodshed. The beholders you encountered, that wasn't all of them. More could be coming soon. Thank you, but hurry now. You need to leave this place.
I sense the presence of a soul. The veil stirs. I awaken. I am the observation construct, set here long ago by my creators. Of them, no trace remains, only silence. Yet you bear the soul mark of a creator. Faint, flickering, but there. Shall I speak what I have seen? Time is not mine to measure. No sun reaches this place. If you seek such knowledge, find the one the creators named Time Construct. Or ask the construct for watching Outlanders. He counts the days, or so it's said. You must choose what I shall speak of. My memory holds much, but not all at once. Would you know of the living that pass through this place? Or the signs carved upon stone? Or the bones and the other still organic matter? The stone is painted history. The first carved their truths into the walls, signs not bound by the turning of time. I watched as stars marked their days, the gut of the mountain, the giant's eye. The sky bore witness when the primordial fell. The pattern remains for those who know how to follow it, but few now do. So be it. Many come, small lives, clawed and toothsome. They bicker, they fight, they devour. Be wary. None like you have passed this way in many cycles. None who bore such light in the soul. One rests still, a skull of the first, cradled on a pedestal, delicate, revered. Perhaps the old tales speak true, that the creators sprang from those ancient ones. The signs point that way. But to say more would be beyond my knowing. A greater construct would be needed. I do not know this word. I was woken by the hand of creators, or perhaps by their will. That is enough. I wake to presence. I rest when the world falls silent. The watch is ended, for now. When another soul walks this ground, I shall wake once more. Take this as a memento of our meeting.
Never, until now, seeing it through your eyes. A truly fascinating phenomenon. It only proves how little we understood about the Four Dwellers. Sadly, our encounters with them were limited to the battlefield. We knew they created helpers for themselves, but their use appeared strictly military. We saw creatures that dragged the bodies of fallen foredwellers off the battlefield, like great hands retrieving their dead, or living beacons that revealed the location of our camps. But this construct seems even older. It must have been created before we ever arrived, back when they could explore their lands in peace. Lands we had to wrest from them, just to survive. We had no time for such speculation. As you know, survival in this hostile land was all that mattered to us. But now, with the construct's claim that they might have been the fathers of the foredwellers, it does give one pause. Who knows? Perhaps humans too might one day learn to coexist with the weirdness. But first, we must give them the time, so they may have a chance to find out.
Good to see you, stranger. Not many souls pass through these lands anymore. A weird night hit, and I ran out of cobweb. Nothing to worry about. I've suffered worse back in the day. I'm Kedron of the Volker tribe, by the way. And you're clearly not from around here. What brings you to our humble homeland? Just don't tell me you're a Camelosian spy. I'll fight you if I have to, but I'd prefer to get my strength back first. Bold of you. If I weren't injured, I might have fought you anyway, just to warm up. But since you're already here, and I need some time to pull myself together, how about doing me a favor? And to answer the question you haven't asked yet, yes, there's something in it for you. Like not being killed by my Dalrita kin the second they see your face. Oh, you could, but you wouldn't get far. That much I'm sure of. I need you to find Gerfan and inform him of my situation. I can't complete the task he gave me. He's also the one who can grant you safe passage through our lands. Without it, things might turn bloody real quick. Gerfan is the voice of the tribes, chosen long ago, back when his name carried weight and the leaders still listened. They say Mather herself blessed the runes of his fate. Now, he's just an old man, waiting for a moot that may never come. But I'll give him this. He still believes, still tries to gather the tribes. If you ask me, that won't happen again in 100 years. The tribes are too busy tearing each other apart. Those days of sitting together to plan a future, gone. There's no future left, just snow, ice, and the weirdness. Still, you should meet him. A gathering of the Dalrita tribes, called by the voice, used to happen in times of peace or war, whenever something needed all of us to act. But there hasn't been one in years. Not since the fall of the Gunvalder tribe. Everything's scattered now, broken. From long ago, from back when we still carried the respect of our people, I was a scribe, witness to the choices that shaped the tribes. I was there when tankards slammed in unity, or axes hit the moot table in anger. Gerf trusted me, told me things he'd never share in public. His doubts, his burdens. I remember them all. But things change. You'll meet plenty of Dalrita out here. Decide for yourself what they're worth now. Nah, I'll be fine. Just make sure Gerfan knows where I am. Don't keep him waiting. So, you're a real wanderer then. And here I thought this was your first time in the Forlorn Swords. You've seen a thing or two, and you've met Garth. That means you've crossed paths with a piece of our history. That man and the capital, they're both relics, if you know what I mean. How's the old wolf doing? No, don't tell me. I'll find out for myself sooner or later. Sure, no need to gossip. Though I'll admit, it was nice talking to someone outside the tribes who isn't some screaming Camelotian scum.
What's on your mind? Oh, by the piggish wounds, that looks like a four-dweller's skull. I'm not sure. I can't put my finger on it. It looks similar, but far more primitive. Quickly, let's hide it. Who knows how people may react to seeing something like this in the middle of town? Let's not cause trouble for Varel. Tell me, what was it like? What did you see? That's remarkable. And it still worked after all these years. I've heard of constructs before. I always thought they were just stories told about the four-dwellers, the kind meant to scare kids into behaving. But they were said to activate only in the presence of a four-dweller. So why did it respond to you? Sure, keep your secrets. I know there's something inside you. I just figured it would be bad manners to ask directly. Whatever it is, it helped us make the discovery of the century, and I'm grateful for that. So tell me, what else did this construct say? That's it! By the gods, that's proof! Do you know what you've just discovered? Proof that the four-dwellers weren't born by the weirdness itself. They just evolved over the centuries, learning to tame the weirdness and claim its power. And if they evolved, maybe there's hope for us too. If we're strong enough to survive, maybe we can change. Live freely, without fear of the weirdness. Sorry, my mind was wandering again. What were you saying? Cave paintings? With their story? Incredible! Astounding! I'll have to go there myself someday. For now, I can only imagine what they might have looked like. Thank you. Here, take this for your reward and for your efforts for uncovering the artifact. I hope only the most remarkable adventures and discoveries find their way to you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll return to my thoughts.
You tread where others dare not. Speak, mortal. Why have you come to the dark beneath the world? Help? No, mortal. I do not help. I judge. I weigh the worth of those who come seeking the secrets of the deep. If you wish my blessing, you must earn it in the shadows, where fear walks beside you. What am I? I am what lies beneath. The roots of the world, the keeper of secrets long buried. You do not need to know what I am. You need to prove what you are. Trigva. His corruption festers even here, staining the roots of the world. If you wish to destroy him, you must prove you understand the price of power. Show me you can take what the depths demand: courage, wit, and sacrifice. The heart and the mind, both are tested here. Bring me what lies at the core of your enemies. The heart and the brains of a beast will prove your courage and cunning. Only then will you earn the blessing of the depths.
Speak quickly. I don't like wasting time. Ah, these are fine. Just what I needed. Here, take this for the trouble. Now that I think of it, I'll need some frostgrot mucus too, just in case. Might be useful, might not. Either way, it's valuable stuff to keep on hand. I'm not surprised. They only live in the Forlorn Swords, in quiet, dark places. Caves, mostly. The Dalrida believe they carry the memories of old sages. That's what we call our druids. They say touching them with your bare hands can lead to madness, though I couldn't tell you if there's any truth to that. But what I do know is they are very useful if you want to make special armor. I'll mark on your map where I used to hunt them. That's where I'd start, though you might find them elsewhere too. Anywhere the dark's deep enough. I'm not in a rush, but the sooner you bring it, the sooner I can finish my project. We both stand to gain from that. Ha! I imagine not. If I were some magical fellow and died only to become a frostgrot, I wouldn't be happy either. Thanks for this. It seems my project's tougher than I thought. I only hope what it needs is more ingredients, not more skill. I'm a stone warden. My Ford song ought to be strong enough to handle this, but still, something's off, like I'm missing a piece. Fair's fair. You've earned that much. And the Stone Warden Brotherhood, there's an unspoken rule. Every brother must create something unique. Not just a fine sword or a sturdy breastplate. Something more. So, I set my sights on forging armor that repels the weirdness. Or if not repels it, at least hides the wearer from weird spawn during night travel. I thought so too. Though lately I've started to doubt whether it's even possible. We Dalrida don't understand the weirdness like the Picts do. Or the Druids. But the inland folk saw to their extinction long ago. My tribe, on the other hand, isn't very welcoming. So no Pict has set foot near us in years. Even if one did, the Brotherhood would see asking for help as weakness. That's why I need to do this alone. Honestly, poorly. I've been experimenting with different materials for nearly 30 years. Nothing's worked so far. The best I've managed is armor that deflects thewed magic. I haven't tested it on other mages yet, but maybe it works on them too. Still, magic and the weirdness, they're not the same. They're close, yet entirely separate. This needs a different approach than a simple anti-magic armor. I'm thinking the brain of an ice weaver. If I can balance fire, magic, and frost, maybe then the armor will finally do what it's meant to do. But enough talk. We'll see how it goes. If you come across an ice weaver, I'll gladly take its brain off your hands.
Speak quickly. You've dragged me from my thoughts. Eivor? But that boy was too weak to survive. It can't be. How is that even possible? That abomination? How could you speak with such a thing? I hope you deal with it. Did you put an end to his life? What? This must be some cruel joke. No. You speak the truth. How could you be so reckless? Leave. Get away from me, and don't come near again. You'll bring ruin upon us all. Get out of my sight.
Stop right there. I don't get many visitors. None I trust, at least. What do you want? I don't care about your name, so don't waste time worrying about mine. Let's just say I'm someone who knows enough to stay alive despite the odds. You ask too much, outsider. Some things are best left buried. Now, tell me why you're really here, or leave before someone less forgiving finds you. Sure, I can sell you something. Just don't expect much. I'm not a very outgoing person, laterally.
Who dares disturb the silence of the stone? Speak, small one, and tell me why you stand before the summoner. Honor, a rare gift from the living to the forgotten. But honor alone does not earn my blessing. Show me your strength, your will, and the bonds you have forged with others. Only then will I lend you the might of the summoner. Alive, dead, such words mean little to a being as old as I. My essence lingers, bound to the stone and the world it once shaped. Speak not of what I am, but of what you seek. Tryggve, the parasite clinging to the pillar. He twists the old ways for his own greed, a shadow of what the Ulfra once stood for. If you wish to rid the world of his corruption, you must prove you are worthy of my power. Call forth your allies, mortal. The summoner respects not lone strength, but the bonds that carry us forward. Together you will face this trial. Fail, and I shall remain silent forevermore.
Anon Rita wandering through these frigid lands. It takes courage, or perhaps folly, to traverse the forlorn swords alone. Sit, if it pleases you. A warm flame is rare here. The farther north you go, the less life you'll find. Nothing but snow, mountains, and the Dalrita, mourning days long gone. I'm an old Dalrita. I couldn't care less anymore. You, though? You look like someone who's never had to scoop snail roe from a fiend's guts. My advice, leave them be. And if you're fool enough to poke one, run like hell while you still can. They tend to explode. I am Vati. Little else of me is worth knowing. Yet you asked as though you seek some greater tale. Not in my case, stranger. I'm just an old man, exiled from a tribe long ago. You, however, seem sharp, strong, and you're not from here. That much is clear. Now it's you I'm curious about. So tell me, what brings you to the Forlorn Swords? Well, I'll be. I haven't heard a tale like that in years. And what do you need those cursed trinkets for? A mission, you say, and it must be damn important. I'm afraid, however, that in this ruined village, you won't find what you're looking for. but I know someone who might be able to help. Gerfan, that old codger might finally prove useful to someone for a change. Camelot, they butchered almost everyone from the Gunvaldir tribe. Old Frode, Gunvaldir chief, knew the Camelosians were coming. He called for aid, but no one answered his plea. What a disgrace. And so, divided we fall. Now, his firstborn wages his own war in the south. The Dalrita dare not speak his name aloud. They call him One-Eye now. The last I heard, his people had taken the temple of the All-Mother. Among the Dalrita, there were rumors that their giants had begun to stir. Hard to say how much truth there is to it. Look for yourself. Still sleeping like the dead. Camelot may have feared it, though. A wakened giant would have been just another burden on their already troubled heads, and royalist heads seem far less suited to carrying burdens. That's how I see it. Here? No. What happened here was a slaughter. The battle itself was fought in the fortress, but I wouldn't advise going there. Folks lose their wits there. For as long as I recall, restless Dalrita lingered within its walls, kinless or destined to leave heirs that would not remember their ancestors. But then the Gunvaldir decided to look after them. They claimed the fortress for themselves. No one objected. Gunvaldirs had close ties to the spirits of their ancestors. They took in those forgotten as their own, forging a bond with them. In return, the spirits granted them strength, sometimes even coming to their aid. Frode and his people thought moving the battle within the fortress walls would give them advantage. Well, they all died, so that tells you how it turned out. The only tribe living close enough were the Ulfar, but trust me, most would rather raise a toast to their ancestors than meddle with their spirits. Let the dead remain dead, as they say. It's surprising he's still alive, I won't deny. But I understand how he gathered loyal warriors. The mood in the tribes is sour. Some have had enough. They break away and rally to the banner of the proud warlord. A madman's fight against the oppressor. A romantic vision, isn't it? I was once a scribe, and true to my calling. I live in the past, stranger. I won't tell you anything of value, just old tales and bygone days. I have little contact with the tribes these times. The words of an exiled Dalrita carry little weight, same as his name. You'd be better off discovering things for yourself, believe me. It will be a far greater lesson than anything I could ever tell you.
Hello there, and sorry I haven't much time for chatter, I'm afraid. I was just about to set off again. I don't like travelling after nightfall. Gods know what slithers in the dark. Weirdness. Now that one's got a cruel appetite. Chews up lives like bread crusts. So best keep moving, right? Of course. In all this hurry, I forgot my manners. My name is Fillmore. But do not call me a lady. Though my father would probably prefer it that way. Some knights aren't too fond of having a woman among them. Why? I suppose I thought it would make me count. People notice a knight. They move aside when you pass. I read that even among the Knights of the Round Table, there were few women. Percival, for example. Oh, what a wonderful life she must have had. Yes, he's a bit, overprotective. especially when it comes to the family name and what people say. He never made it to the Round Table himself, so he pinned his hopes on my brothers. One ended up as a bodyguard, the other took priestly vows. That left him bitterly disappointed, and, well, he didn't have much belief left in a daughter. Even if I've come much, much farther than they ever did. Forlorn swords. But, if you don't mind, I'd rather keep the purpose of my journey to myself for now. I'd hate to jinx it, having come this far already. The road to Burrow to Connacht wasn't easy, and there's still much ahead. Yes, I heard they're not really friendly to outsiders. But I've no intention of getting in anyone's way. I'll keep to the paths that seem long forgotten. Besides, I'm not exactly searching for something most folk would care about anyway. Thank you. Safe travels, kind wanderer.
Walker in the weirdness, what draws you to this place where stone and life entwine? Speak, and let the truth in your heart fill the silence. Guide you? No, child. I do not guide. I nurture. I protect what is precious, what endures even in the face of ruin. If you wish my blessing, prove you understand the value of what grows, what blooms, even amidst the ash. Mortals are fleeting, but they are also the caretakers of the world I love. Each life is a spark, each bloom a promise. The fate of mortals shapes the fate of all things, child. That is why I care. Thrigva. His corruption spreads like a poison, choking the life from all it touches. If you wish to stand against him, you must show me that you honor life, even as you prepare to battle death. Bring me the fragile. Flowers. The symbol of life's beauty and brevity. Prove that you understand what you fight to protect, and I will grant you the strength you seek.
Well met, traveler. A nice piece. I recognize Gavor's design. Is this his way of telling me you're worth my time? And I want peace on Avalon. We all have wishes. Bold and straightforward. Qualities we look for among our own. But there's one problem. You aren't of Dalrita blood, which means the grace of the Stone Dream won't be granted to you. So, I can't admit you to our ranks. Our ancient laws say you might, yes, but they're called ancient laws, not simply laws for a reason. If you achieved something great, say a feat of war, the Elder Council might allow you to walk the path, provided someone would stand in as your father. But as I said, it's no old dead law. Our tribes aren't exactly known for their hospitality, let alone naming outsiders as kin. Once, yes, Camelot had written him off, and he joined the knights that never came. Their tomb lies here, at the Forlorn Swords. He never returned to Camelot because he embraced our ways and chose to stay. No surprise he didn't feel like going back to the capital. Don't fool yourself into thinking you'll repeat his story. He barely completed his path, and not a single one of our women would lie with him. And so, that night's line ended. Well, if you've won Gavor's favor, I'm willing to risk giving you a small task. To prove your worth to the Stone Wardens, you must find a weird stone vein. I assume you know what it is. It used to be the first task for any prospective member of our brotherhood. These days, most deposits are depleted, so the task is a bit harder. I can tell you where to start searching. There was once a rich vein in an old mine to the north. It may yet run deeper. We abandoned it a century ago, so I can't say exactly what you'll find inside, but I can guarantee you'll find something. And on that note, if I were you, I'd bring my best weapon. Until next time. Well now, you've done something I didn't think was possible. Truth be told, I only sent you there out of spite. That mine was written off long ago. As a reward, I'll teach you another song. With what you pulled from that vein, I can sing yourself something beautiful.
Darvin, you have to talk to my father. I'm begging you, end this madness.
You're confused, girl. You're asking the master of the Stone Wardens to stop one of our own from entering the Stone Sleep. Ridiculous. Don't ask me again.
If anyone can stop this, it's you. You can set new rules. Show them the old ways don't have to stay unbroken. If you ever respected my father, please do it for him.
Out of the question. The Stone Sleep is the highest honor in our brotherhood. Only the most steadfast among us are deemed worthy of such a blessing. You should be proud of your father for achieving such grace.
Proud? You're all a bunch of senile fools.
Fusca, Olaf's daughter, fierce and stubborn, as I'm sure you gathered from our disagreement. Not the wisest girl, but I can't deny her spirit. Unfortunately, her grasp of our brotherhood's principles is sorely lacking. To her, the Stone Sleep isn't the great honor we know it to be. The statues you must have seen scattered across the forlorn swords. They're not just stone. They're our ancestors. Those who embraced the sleep and became one with the land they cherished. It's the highest blessing a Stone Warden can achieve. It's something we all aspire to, awaiting the day we might be deemed worthy. You may never experience it yourself. I've never heard of a non-Rita receiving the honor. Then again, few outsiders have joined our ranks. So, who's to say? Young blood. They struggle with tradition, especially when they can see the world crumbling around them. She doesn't want to lose her father. Since her mother passed, he's all she has left. They say no love is stronger than a child's for their parent. I wouldn't know. I never had parents myself. But Olaf is doing what he believes is right. Fusca will have to come to terms with that. Help. There's nothing to fix here. Olaf chose this path long ago, and he's waited years for the sleep. If he wanted to stop it, he would. Whatever his reasons, they're his own. Still, calming that girl might be worth a try. The last thing we need is for her to try something unworthy of the Dalrita in her despair. Until next time.
What do you want, outsider? No, wait! I'm sorry. Everyone says I talk before I think and need to work on my temper. You are an outsider. That wasn't an insult. How foolish of me. Maybe the fact that you're not one of us means you can help. Murder, thank you for opening my eyes. Right, the beginning. My name's Fusca, daughter of Olaf, of the Ulfr tribe. My father is doing something I fundamentally cannot agree with. He's giving up on life because someone convinced him that, as a member of the Stone Wardens, it's the right thing to do. But I think it's pure madness, and I'll do whatever it takes to stop him. Calling? My calling was being brought into this world, wasn't it? And now he wants to abandon me, just like that? All for the sake of tradition? No, my outsider sent to me by Meder. I won't stand by and let him turn to stone just because someone decide to call a curse honor and grace. I asked him to convince my father to delay the sleep, but talking to him is just like trying to reason with a wall. Honestly, I'd throttle the old man myself if it wouldn't get me exiled from the tribe. Traditions, traditions. Everywhere I turn, it's those blasted traditions. Do you know what stone sleep truly is? It's a curse. A curse wrapped in fancy words and false honor. Think about it. The stone sleep is death in slow motion. First, it weighs down your soul, then your body. You stop moving, and the stone creeps over you. You never know if it'll take days, months, or years. You have no idea how long you'll hold on before the stone claims your heart or your mind. And our ancestors thought this was a blessing? To me, it's obvious. It's a curse, plain and simple. Darvan says that because he doesn't understand what it means to be a child to a parent. He grew up among the stone wardens with no warmth, without the love that only a caring parent can give. And traditions, always the traditions. They drilled those into him, a bunch of self-absorbed old fools. Oh, what was I even thinking going to him? I might as well have talked to a boulder. Honestly, I'm not sure. From what I've heard, there's no way to reverse the stone sleep. But maybe that's just a lie. I do have an idea, although it's risky, at least for me. For you, as an outsider, it shouldn't be too difficult. I'll explain if you agree to help. You could also try talking to my father. Just don't let him drown you in all that honor and tradition nonsense. I've had enough of it, and trust me, you will too. Near our settlement, there's a man called Frost. He's a nameless reader, exiled from our tribe long ago. Frost claims he created a potion that can reverse the stone sleep. I think they cast him out because he defied tradition and saved himself. I can't risk being seen with a nameless. If anyone caught me, it'd be over for me. I'd be as good as exiled, cut off from my father forever. That's why only you can help. No one will suspect you. Great! Give me your map. Here's where you'll find him. May Meder bless you for the help you've offered me.
You've come across the Ulfra at an interesting time, stranger. But be careful. Things are stirring, and you wouldn't want to get caught in the middle. Now, tell me, what are you looking for here? I dinna doubt that, but most people don't have an undead half-giant as their leader. It's all about Tryggve. The chieftain isn't exactly everyone's favourite. Some say that it's a disgrace we ever let someone like him become the leader. That the Ulfra are now in the hands of a madman who barely resembles a man at all. The Stone Wardens are speaking up too, as he forbade one of our oldest traditions. Some folk are bloody furious about it. The truth is, we didn't speak openly about it amongst ourselves. I didn't know if it's shame or helplessness, but ever since Tryggve became the Giant's chosen, the bonds within the tribe have started to crumble. And I didn't get it either. Strength has always been what mattered most among the Ulfra, and the chieftain has always been the strongest among us. If someone stronger came along, then that one deserved to lead the tribe. That's how we've survived through the ages. Now, Tryggve is the strongest. I didn't care how he did it. He was clever enough to reach for power no one else had. he found a way. We, the Stone Wardens, can no longer visit our kin bound in the stone sleep. And if you met any Dalriata before, you should already know that honoring our ancestors is damn important. Whether it's the mad folk from Volker or the ones from Tainted, our ancestors are sacred. Always have been. Tryggve decreed it so. We're no longer allowed to honor anything or anyone other than him. By drawing close to the giants, he claims to have become one of them, and so he expects the same treatment they received. I dinna know. Of course, I have someone resting in the stone sleep. Brynja, my mother. But the chieftain's word stands above all. After all, he holds the authority to challenge traditions. And if he's chosen to do so, there must be a reason behind it. I was born and bred a stone warden. My ancestors carved tunnels, built great halls, and raised Dalriata monuments for generations. Have you seen the capital yet, stranger? That's where they worked. Stone by stone, cut, smoothed, or shattered to dust. That's how history is made. Shame it's so quiet there these days. I wonder if that old dog Gerf's still sitting around, counting on some grand reconciliation with the other tribes. Stone sleep took her early and fast. Some wait until their bones are brittle. Oh, but she was young, sharp of mind, still stronger than most. I was still a pup when she went away to find her place. I'd give much to visit her again, just to sit near her stone for a while. But I remember her well enough to guess what she'd say. She wouldn't want me to disobey the chieftain. So, I stay here, and I remember in silence. For now, that has to be enough. To slowly slip into the stone sleep is a great honor. Some of the younger Ulfrites question that tradition now. But to me, it only shows how far we've drifted from the values that once made us strong. The young Dalriata pups don't remember the living capital. They don't feel the weight of what was carved. And they've never forged the kinds of friendship that saved lives deep in the tunnels carved into the mountains. They'll never understand what it means to rest beside those you've endured so much with. That's why the stone sleep is so dearly longed for. Because it's not just an end. It's a return to your kin. I hope that if the old ways are broke, someone will always be ready to pick up the pieces. But it is the custom of the Dalriata that a chieftain may be overthrown only through an honorable duel, even if the one you're facing did not gain his strength by rightful means. Truth be told, I doubt anyone could defeat him. What? I think you didn't hear me the first time, stranger. It's forbidden. Tryggve made it law. No offerings and no quiet songs by the stones. I respect my chief, not like those other whiners. You serious? Didn't expect a stranger to offer help. Well, it's a good day, I guess. Here, I've marked on your map where Brynja rests. It's near the capital. And take this. It's a trinket I forged some time ago. Leave it with her. Dinna cause trouble. The Ulfer folk dinna take kindly to disorder.
Well met, traveller. By the stones, you've done it. The blessing of the giants. Do you have any idea what you've accomplished? Forging a weapon from them is the pinnacle of the Stone Warden's craft. It's a feat spoken of in tales but never achieved in living memory. You've brought us to the peak of what we can do, and surpassed even that. It would be an honor to forge this. The giants entrusted their strength to you, and I'll make sure it's bound in steel worthy of their name. Watch closely, for this is the craft of the ages. It is done. Use it with purpose. The strength of the giants is yours to wield. Do not squander it.
You return, but not as before. I see the giant's blessing upon you, their mark burned into your soul. Why would they favor such a feeble creature? The giants, they abandoned us long ago, left us to rot while they slumbered in stone. Their blessings mean nothing to me. You think their favor makes you worthy to face me? You are nothing. I am the lone pillar, the chosen of the gods. No mortal or giant can unseat me. Enough! You dare mock the name of Tryggva the Unbeaten? Then come, walker in the weirdness. Let us see if the giant's blessings can save you from the wrath of the Lone Pillar. You have bested me. The Lone Pillar has fallen. But you are no Dalrida. No outsider can carry the mantle of chieftain. The tribe needs one of its own. Speak, conqueror. Who will take my place? Stroner, always meddling, always scheming. Perhaps his heart is stronger than I give him credit for. So be it. Let him carry the weight of the Ulfr. Lead well, Stroner, or you will share my fate. Lead them better than I did. Protect the Ulfr. Restore what I let fall.
You fought bravely, and I have heard your will. Me, the new chieftain. I never sought this, but if that's what the tribe needs, then I'll do my best.
A fine choice, truly. You got the heart for this, and the tribe needs someone like you to lead. You fought for the Ulfr in ways few others have. Let's hope the weight of leadership only strengthens you further. And you've done well, choosing wisely when the tribe needed it most.
I'm humbled, really. I'll make sure our tribe is strong and united, and yes, I'll go to the moot. The Ulfr will have their voice. Thank you for everything you did. We surely couldn't have made it without you. First, I need to get this Thrigvi nonsense out of their heads. That'll be the hardest part. Ulfr might be stubborn, but we're not fools. Once they see Thrigvi dead, they'll come to their senses. Before long, he'll be nothing more than a cautionary tale we tell our children. After that, we honour what the moot decides. If it means war, then we march. And there's nothing the Ulfr love more than battle. Now that you've spoken to the giants and put Thrigvi down, she might finally have a chance to return to herself. I hope the voices are silent now, or will be soon. I couldn't have done this without you. You have my deepest gratitude, and that of every Ulfr. You have my thanks and my respect. It's been a long time since the Ulfr had a reason to stand tall. Thanks to you, we have a reason once more.
Yes? You want something? I'll try, but I doubt it'll change anything. The other components you brought refuse to work together. Maybe I've been fooling myself. If this armor could truly be made, someone more skilled than me would have sung it into being by now. I thought the Ice Weaver's brain might tie it all together, but I'm afraid it's like forcing pieces that were never meant to fit. Truthfully, no. We all follow a guiding thought, a purpose. The Brotherhood gives us that. But not all of us live to finish what we start. I don't expect someone outside the tribes to understand our ways. I don't owe you my thoughts, but I do owe you thanks. You've helped me more than most. Now, I'd rather be left alone. Before you go, take this. You'll find use for it out there.
Greetings. I didn't see you arrive. You're new here, aren't you? You must be someone important if they let you in. It's a shame you've come when we've fallen on hard times. I'm Cord. I guard this place. Aye. I know everyone takes us for a bunch of boors. But that's not all true, you know. It's like claiming all Thaid are off their heads. And that's not what I think. I've known a few Thaids who had their feet firmly on the ground. There are different kinds of people everywhere. You surprise me. It's rare for anyone among us to notice, well, emotions. Not that kind, at least. But you're right. I've got nothing to be happy about. I lost my father not that long ago. He died fighting Thrigvi. Challenged him, believing he could topple him from that damn throne. He was. Madar was a strong man, both in body and spirit. I swear, there was no better warrior than him. Half the village kept telling him he could win against our damned chieftain. If you ask me, Thrigvi knew Madar was strong, so he decided to humiliate him, even after death. That beast. Just don't tell anyone I said that, or they'll have my head. He forbade me from taking my father's body and giving him a proper burial. That goes against tradition. Anyone who challenges a chieftain has the right to a proper burial. There's probably little left of my old man by now. He'd likely fall apart in my hands. I'm not. I've always thought carving a throne into the lone pillar was a dumb idea. We all know it's a sacred place to the giants, and the Dalriata have always respected the giants. If they ever woke up, it'd be better to have them on our side, right? So, what's the point in defiling their sacred ground, eh? Don't know what came over half the village to support Thrigvi in his madness. It's hard to talk about. If you want to. You're not forbidden from approaching the lone pillar. If you manage to find my father's body, put this stone on it. It comes from our ancestral mound. Straight from Mother's womb. It's the least I can do for him. May his spirit find its way into the seat of our ancestors. Of course. Go. I'm sure you've got better things to do. Thanks for taking the time to speak with me. I'm feeling a bit better now.
A stranger among the Ulfir. Good. Aye, and hopefully one with some common sense. That's something this tribe has been sorely lacking of late. The Ulfrites were known for keeping their feet on the ground, and that's what I liked about them. But now even they've fallen to the madness of the giants. I come from a tribe that would rather drift through life half asleep, all because some giant woman made them vague promises. They stumble around denying reality while the world rots, thinking themselves saviors of all the Dalriata. I've never believed in empty words or blind devotion. Neither did the Ulfrites. Well, that used to be true. Giants used to live in the Forlorn Swords, just as we do. They were powerful beings, but not gods. If they were, they wouldn't be forced to sleep with a word of one man. And yet so many of us treat them as such. Thrygve became but a shadow of one. But even that was enough. Aye. I see we are of the same mind. A god stops being a god when it becomes something that can be easily comprehended. When I left the Toyd, I wandered the Forlorn Swords searching for knowledge about the giant's power. Then, I got tied up with the Ulfir. And I suppose I'll be staying here, my work unfinished. Perhaps you could. The last secrets I sought lie with the dead. The Gunvalder and the Oirata. Two tribes, long gone. I may not be superstitious, but I wouldn't dare stir their rest. You, on the other hand, if you could bring me the records about their giants, I would be grateful, and I would share what I have learned. Then I suppose fate put me on your path. Thank you, outsider. I will await your return. I am a Stone Warden, of course. Our guild has always been respected, even among my own tribe. The Stone Wardens are keepers of knowledge, though it turned out it wasn't exactly the knowledge I sought. I was meant to move on, continue my search, but life had other plans. It wasn't, no, though the Stone Warden's halls tend to be more peaceful than the rest of the Forlorn Swords, at least when it comes to tribal strife. Debates on the craft, though, they can get very heated, especially when someone decides to argue it in a lit forge. I found someone to share my heart with, for one, and for a while I let myself enjoy life. For a Stone Warden, the forge comes first. But there's nothing like sharing it with someone of the same mind. Then the Gunvaldir massacre happened, and everything was turned on its head. I couldn't take up wandering again. Couldn't face their ghosts, so I stayed here, with my craft, and my love, keeping me together. I don't. I hated the mother for muddling the thoughts of my kin, for seeping poison into their ears, and I'm not fond of Thrygve. But what he became wasn't the fault of the giant whose power he stole. It was his own. Still, we live in their shadow, and I've always felt powerless beneath it. Maybe it's fear. But I've already lost so much to that weakness, and I have too much to lose still. Go safe.